It's another moment and that I welcome you to Success Ladder Podcast. My name is Paul Bryan, and as you know here, we bring you stories that inspire you and inspire the world. So today I'm joined by Wagio, and we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. We are going to talk about embracing the journey of becoming. What that means, I actually don't know. She's the one who is going to tell us more about it. But before we begin that conversation, I just want to remind you that please subscribe to our channel, our platforms, so that we can get more of these guests that bring very, very good conversation that educate us and inspires as human beings. So, welcome to Success Ladder Podcast, Wagio.
Thank you.
So, first of all, I didn't introduce you very well because if I look at you, I see a very powerful woman. I see somebody who is capable of doing that introduction in a better way. So, the first thing that I want you to do is to introduce yourself. Who is Wagio?
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Wagio Miring'u. I am a born-again Christian. I love Jesus. Professionally, I am a supply chain manager and a part-time social media manager. I'm also now venturing into fashion. So I'm a fashion stylist and a hairstylist as well. I'm a writer. That means I'm an author in waiting. Yeah, I'm soon writing a book. And I can now boldly say that I am an upcoming podcaster and a digital content creator. But above all, I'm a son of God full time.
You're a son of God,
Yes.
not daughter of God. Yeah.
There is no male or female.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you realize that you are so many things,
Yeah.
and you are podcaster to be so. Yeah. Welcome to podcasting world.
Thank you.
I know I'll feature in one of your episodes. Even if you don't invite me, I'll invite myself, of course.
You're welcome.
Now, let me ask you, how did you start all these things? How did you start becoming a writer and everything that you've said? What inspired you to become a supply chain manager? And you've mentioned about being born again. How did the journey start? Like the whole journey for everything that Wagio is.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so where do I start? I am born and raised in a very, very Christian based background.
Yeah.
My parents are the ones who introduced me to Christianity, of course.
Yeah.
And all these other things, most things are things I identified that I can do or came as things I love.
Yeah.
I started writing in 2020 during COVID. I
Okay.
had just finished Form 4. And of course, there was lockdown. So there is no, like, in a normal setting or a normal year, you will go to computer packages, then you wait to go to campus, then you join campus. But now from around March, because we joined school around November. So all that time I was just free. I was not idle, but I had a lot of free time.
Yeah.
That is when I started writing, and it started as me telling stories, because my first article was about my high school life.
Yeah.
So I wrote about my high school life. It was just having fun. And I also have a cousin who writes, and I would say she was also an inspiration because she's a good writer.
Okay.
So that is when I started writing. Things to do with fashion and hair. I also started doing hair around that time. My own hair. Then now when I went to campus is when I started doing other people's hair. But it came naturally. I didn't go to school or anything.
Yeah.
Fashion, I guess it was inbuilt,
Okay.
because I love seeing people look good. I personally also love looking good. But I wouldn't say it's something I struggle to do. Yeah. Supply chain is what I studied for in
Did,
campus.
did you study it for yourself or for your parents?
No, no, no.
Sometimes in an African setup,
Mhm.
most students do courses for their parents.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, no, I would say it was a personal decision
Yeah.
with the help of my aunt and my cousins as well, because I identified I wanted to be in a business kind of course.
Okay.
But I didn't want it to be accounting or finance, because supply chain is wide. Supply
Yeah.
chain has logistics, it has the things to do with goods, the tendering, it's wide. So it
Yeah.
doesn't limit me to a specific place.
Oh, cool.
Because with supply chain, I can work in a hospital, I can work in a bank, I can work with a retailer, with a manufacturer. It
Yeah.
doesn't limit me.
Yeah.
So I'll say it was a personal decision,
Yeah.
and I don't regret it
Yeah.
personally.
You
I hear
enjoy.
most people say that I didn't do a course I wanted to, but for me it was something I wanted to do.
Oh,
I'll say, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
amazing. So
yeah.
there is something that has really moved me in your story,
Mhm.
especially when you're talking about how you started writing
Yeah.
and how you started your fashion journey. And all this came at a time when the world was in a very difficult state
Yeah.
during the COVID time.
Mhm.
So there were lockdowns, there were cries everywhere, people
Mm.
were dying, people were sick, and all that. But one thing is that you learn that I've learned from that story. I know I've also a couple of things that I started doing around that time, and I will say if you talk about content creation, especially in Kenya, in Africa,
Mhm.
most of this came around that COVID time.
Yeah.
Even people streaming music, people streaming content via different platforms like YouTube.
Mm.
Most people embraced it during that time. And if you do a small, a basic statistics, you can go watch some of your favorite artists. You go to YouTube, you look at the songs, very good songs that really hit before COVID, pre-COVID, and after COVID. You'll find a very big difference in terms of views and all that, because people had not embraced YouTube and these digital streaming platforms before COVID. So yeah, it was a difficult moment, but at least you found something. Despite us being locked inside the house, you still found something that you could do. I know it's a normal thing in a Kenyan setup that after high school people go do computer packages.
Mhm.
Now that one you couldn't do that one, but again you found something
Yeah.
to do.
Mhm.
So that is how life actually is.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes you find yourself in a very difficult moment,
Mm.
but then how you take that moment is what matters.
True.
You can turn that tough moment
Mhm.
into a blessing. You can turn it into something that is going to change your life.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that is really good,
Mhm.
and I think I love the way you are all round. You didn't stop in writing. You still saw it wise to move a step forward
Mhm.
and try fashion. You just do you, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I was asking you if your parents are the ones who, if you did the course for your parents or for
Mhm.
yourself, is
Mhm.
because I always believe in one thing. Everything that you do in this world should be making you happy.
Yeah, sure.
From the job that you do,
Mhm.
that is when you can do that work
Mm.
with a lot of passion, and you can actually attain excellence. So that is a good thing. You do something that makes you happy,
Yeah.
and never limit yourself.
Mhm.
If writing is your thing, you don't stop there.
Mhm.
Now, I don't want to steal the show. It's your day. Mine is just to ask you questions, and then you tell us the story.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about the journey of becoming.
Mhm.
And before you tell us what the journey of becoming means to you in your life, in your studies, in your journey of faith, because I see you are born again, as you said, in your journey of writing, in your journey of fashion and modeling and all that, you've got to a point where things are not working or didn't work as per your expectations. I always say that You find a time when darkness clouds your eyes, you can't see, things are not moving. I don't know if you ever found yourself in such a situation, and how did you handle it and remove and ensure that the darkness went and the light came again, and you continued with your journey.
Yeah. So I have been to, I have been, I have had a situation in my life that has made me question so many things.
Yeah.
And it's not even one. I wouldn't say it's one or two. I
Yeah.
have found myself in situations where I question even my worth, if I'm really capable of doing certain things, if I am actually significant in a way. But the one that was life changing
Yeah.
was in 2023, when the year was ending, and early 2024, because I was now transitioning from campus to now this life
Yeah.
of after the system, the
Yeah.
844 system.
Yeah.
And I went through a period that I don't think I'll get into details because
Yeah. Okay.
it's kind of very personal.
All right.
But there was a lot going on
Yeah.
in my mind, socially, my personal life.
Yeah.
And I found myself having drawn far from God, because
Yeah.
in real sense, God doesn't go far from you.
True.
It's you that withdraws,
Yeah.
And instead of me going back to like find comfort or find answers from God,
Yeah.
I started having self-pity. And self-pity is pride.
Yeah.
It's actually pride, because you are magnifying something that should not like be magnified, because when you have self-pity, it blinds like what is ahead of you. So at that time, I felt it was tough,
Yeah.
I would say. But that period, I learned to actually embrace seasons and see the positive things they come with.
Yeah.
Because if you entirely see like seasons as negative, or they are there to bring you down, you're actually wrong. I personally say, as long as you learn something
Yeah.
from something you term as a mistake, then it was not actually a mistake.
mistake. True.
You should just go back and redefine what a mistake is, because if you've learned something, then it isn't a mistake, because it has helped you to know where you are at and how you'll navigate the situation. So for me, it was a period I really stayed alone for some very, very, for some good months, by
Yeah.
the way. I was alone, like not lonely, but
Yeah.
I was alone, like I wasn't with a lot of people around me.
Yeah.
And I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to ask myself certain questions, like what can I get from this season? Why am I here, first of all? Because yes, at times you don't see certain things coming our way, because you probably see, maybe in your mind you've pictured that after school, I have this figured out, or I want to do this and this and this. But what happens if it doesn't go that way?
Yeah.
You don't just embrace, like you just comfortable with that situation, So I had to ask myself those questions. Why am I here? What can I learn? What can I get from this situation? And then now I asked God for help, because I personally don't think it was from a place of being so perfect or anything,
Yeah.
or I didn't have the strength from a personal like perspective.
Yeah.
So I really had to also question my identity, like not in this sense what I identified myself with at the time.
Yeah.
Because now if you are really seeing the mistake or the situation, it blinds you, it like blurs your vision. Yeah.
True.
So yeah, I sought comfort from God, and he really helped me navigate that situation. But one thing I learned is you shouldn't stay comfortable in a situation that seems like it's weighing you down. It's upon you to rise above it. And how
True.
do you do it? You have to know how to do it, like get to know where you are at, what you will do to change or to speed up that season, and you move on.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. And as you are responding to that question, there are things that I've picked, and they're very important. So the first one is the difference between successful people and failures is how they treat their failures.
Yeah, exactly.
One funny thing with life is that it's not 100% perfect. It's not 100% given that you'll always succeed,
Yeah.
that you'll always win. There are times that we fail. But now the difference between those people we call successful and failure is that if I fail today, I'm going to treat that failure as a stepping stone. I'm going to pick my lessons and I'm going to use it to rise even higher and higher than I was before.
Exactly.
But failures, people who are called failures or who are considered failures, they'll treat it as a failure and see themselves as unworthy
Yeah.
people. Yeah, so it's always very important. Life you'll not always win. Most of the time, or sometimes, you will even end up like you do everything right, but you still don't get the win. If you find yourself falling, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you pick yourself, how many lessons do you pick from. Then in that case, we don't consider you somebody who lost.
Or
Because
failed.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Another thing that we picked is about that transition. You see, you are done with the. So when you talk about 844, that is the education system in
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah.
So whereby 8 you do primary school, 4 you do high school, and then 4 you go to campus. Uh, yeah. So most people think that life is a direct transition. So you move from primary to high school. So high school to campus,
Campus.
and then you think that the next step now in life is I need to get a good job, I need to get married and all that. But life is not a direct transition,
Yeah,
and it
true.
happens. Yeah, even outside that campus, you can get outside there. There are things that you do. You may want to start a business today thinking that, oh, I've seen so and so, their business are thriving, they're doing well, they're making profits. It's not always that direct. Sometimes at points you get where you just hit roadblocks, and that is something with life. So it's not a direct transition, it's not smooth. So you always meet those those moments. So the best thing that you can do as a human being is to always prepare for them. They'll always come. Some will get you unprepared, but the fact that you recognize that they exist, that you're going at one point you might hit a roadblock, it will help you overcome that. Again, the third thing, and I just want to ask you a question. You said that after your campus, you had like an alone moment
Yeah.
where you kind of isolated, not like you are lonely, but you're isolated. There was that group. I know you had friends. So after that period of reflection, did you lose some of your friends, or you maintained all of them?
Amazing. Actually,
Yeah.
most of my friends, we finished campus around the same time.
Yeah.
So that means everyone was
Yeah.
trying to figure out life.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to see what to do next. Should I look for a job? Should I start a business? Should I do my masters? Maybe those are the questions that they were asking themselves.
Yeah.
And again, I also realized I didn't have like a big circle of friends.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I came to realize there's a difference between a friend and someone you just talk to.
True.
You
Yeah.
know, I might be talking to so many people, but are they really my friends?
True.
So at that time, in as much as, because again, I am not the person that really like opens up.
Yeah.
That is one thing I also am working on. But I'd say I used to reach out, not as much as I did in campus. Because, in campus, you'll go to class together, you'll finish class, go to lunch together, hang out together. But now, that is over. Like, they're probably even miles away. you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I can't say I lost friends,
yeah,
but I learned how to treasure friends
yeah,
because they didn't leave me
yeah,
when I was in that situation or
yeah,
in that state of trying to also figure out life.
yeah,
And it's also good to extend grace to your friends
yeah,
because
true,
I feel like most of my friends extended grace to me and I also extended grace to them
true.
because you can't like expect now they will reach out as often as they used to or
Yeah,
I will reach out as often as I used to.
yeah,
You don't even know what somebody is
going
going
through,
through
true.
or they can't even have the courage to tell you what they are going through.
Yeah,
So if you just jump into the conclusion that these ones don't even want to do life with me, no. At that time I also journeyed with one friend that really really helped me.
yeah.
That is one person. She's called Kambua. I know she'll watch this. Yeah.
Kambua, if you're watching this, shout outs to you.
Because now
Yeah,
she was the friend that was close to me in terms of like I would our homes are not far.
yeah,
So we used to even meet because now my other friends
yeah,
um, they are far. One is in Nakuru, one is in Nyeri at the time.
yeah,
So it was it was hard, you know, like to because it's easier when you are close. When we are this way, when I talk to you,
yeah,
it's easier than on a phone call.
yeah, true.
Yes, I have also very, very supportive friends, Kate, and you know, let me just mention them. And they have also extended so much grace. And I believe it's something that I will also built when I was in campus
Yeah,
because those are people I have not lost. You know, the way people think that now after campus,
yeah,
we are done. You know,
yeah,
like
true.
most people don't like reunite or
Yeah,
everyone goes their way,
yeah,
but they have stuck with me.
yeah,
They have stuck with me. I have very supportive friends and I love them.
yeah,
I can't say all your names, but I
yeah,
love you guys wherever you are.
mm,
So for me, I didn't lose friends. I actually learned how to hold, like to bring them closer and to treasure them.
yeah,
And I, I, I like went. I decided that I'm going to invest in my friendships because I believe in covenant friendships. I don't believe in friendships zile zati one time like we're just for a season, then after this season we
you
part
go.
ways. No,
Yeah,
I believe in covenant friendships. So investing in friendships is also one thing that I learned during that period
yeah,
because you can't just assume everyone is okay.
true.
If you can't reach out, if they can't reach out, pray
Yeah,
for them.
true.
Pray for them, reach out when you can, but do not let a situation make you lose friends. Yes, especially if they're friends that really hold you together
Yeah.
and have really seen you grow. Treasure those people.
Oh,
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
And I think I'll tell you that you're very lucky. Um, you defined what friendship is
Yes.
before that moment.
Yes.
It's a mistake that most people make. Most people, I think, normally confuse friendship, being a friend to someone and knowing someone. So that is a very big difference. You know, when
Yeah.
you're in a class, probably you know a couple of people, your
Yes.
classmates. You can meet them. Maybe you can be in the same hostel, for example, when you're in school. So oftenly you can go to class together, but that doesn't make them your friends.
Yeah,
You just
sure.
know them,
Exactly.
and you realize that in most cases, people normally confuse who is a friend and who is somebody that I know. Yeah, it doesn't mean that everybody in my phone book is my friend.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have your number because I know you and
Yeah.
all that. There is something that maybe we are doing together or we did together. But I know such moments you really need to have your friends close, and it's good that you learn that, because I've always had this challenge, actually, even at a personal level. Sometimes people just see you and they think that you are doing well and
Yeah.
all that.
Exactly.
So nobody cares about asking how you're doing, and then the next time they reach out is, you are lost, you've been silent. No, when I was silent, did you do something? That is always a very important question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
When somebody was not talking, did they do something? Yeah. Now that is friendship. again, again, we are human beings. We can't be perfect, but we always lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So amazing. So
Mhm.
I wanted to move a step forward,
Mhm.
um, and talk about today's topic,
Mhm.
the journey of becoming.
Yes.
And as I said in the introduction,
Mhm.
I don't know what it means. Maybe I know, but
Mhm.
for today, I don't know. For this moment, I don't know it.
Mhm.
So, what do you understand by the journey of becoming?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the journey of becoming.
Yeah.
First, it's a journey.
Yes.
A journey is you move from one place to another
To another
place,
place.
right?
Yeah.
So the journey of becoming is it's that journey you take as you grow into the person that God has called you to be, and also the person that you are working so hard towards.
Yeah.
So the journey of becoming is that process
Yeah.
that you go through, or it's rather like, let me give you an example. When you're
Yeah.
making, let's say, something like a cake,
Yeah.
there are those so many processes and procedures, and at times if you skip one or do it later,
Yeah.
it messes up the end product, right?
Okay.
So for me, the journey of becoming is that process of being molded into that final product.
Yeah.
You are becoming.
Yeah.
You are not yet there,
There.
but you are becoming.
Coming. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is, for me, that is the journey of becoming.
Yeah.
So it's that process, that the seasons that come with it,
Yeah.
the lessons.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. So
basically that. Mm-hmm.
they say, speed without direction is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is to have direction, to
Mm-hmm.
know where you're going. In life, anything that you want to do, you must have a vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that vision is the direction that we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've said it's a journey. So if you'll get to a point where you have the speed and you have the
Mm-hmm.
direction,
Mm-hmm.
that is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very dangerous to have the speed but
Mm-hmm.
don't have the direction.
Mm-hmm.
So always have the direction,
Yeah.
and then the speed will come. You better even move slowly, but you know where you are
Mm-hmm.
going, rather than
Exactly.
speeding up and you don't know where
Where
you
you're
are going.
going.
And that is the summarized version of the journey of becoming.
Yeah,
And
sure.
just knowing that it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
You want to travel from Nairobi to New York, it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't just click a button and then you are
Yeah.
in New York
You
from
won't
Nairobi.
teleport.
Yeah,
Or if
you're
you
going to
teleport, good for you.
yeah, good for you. That is. Yeah. So let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
We've said that direction is important than speed.
Mm-hmm.
So in life, you see, sometimes we do things. We have very good plans. You do things are working out somehow, but then maybe at some moment you realize maybe no, yeah, this thing is working out, but do I have a vision? Is it serving me the purpose that it should serve me?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just need to slow down,
Mm-hmm.
take a break,
Mm-hmm.
think about it, and instead of rushing to arrive,
Mm-hmm.
you arrive with values. Yeah, you see, if I want to travel to New York today, let me give an example. If I can travel from Nairobi to Nyeri, for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Yeah.
I can get there, but I can get there when I don't have any value. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But again, I can arrive there when I'm still fresh. I have a lot of value that can make a difference. Yeah. So have you ever found yourself in a situation where you are moving, but you had to take a break, slow down,
Yeah.
think about it, do a reflection, and then start your journey again?
Yeah, sure. Actually, easier. I would say so.
Yeah.
Because I have now been in corporate for, I'd say, almost 2 years, maybe 1 and 3/4. And of course, I love what I'm doing. I love supply chain, especially
Yeah.
in the, I'm now in, like, I have specialized in a specific area,
Yeah.
contract management and all that, and admin work. So I felt the urge to shift career-wise.
Oh, cool.
And I was so drawn to digital marketing.
Yeah.
And I even started doing courses online. I have
Yeah.
done a Google digital course. I have done
Yeah.
HubSpot Academy. Like I have like 3 certifications.
Yeah.
But then I realized I actually need to slow down because this is totally new
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
the world of digital marketing.
Yeah.
And it's not all about the certification. The certifications are good,
Yeah.
but if I want to like have that smooth transition to now digital marketing,
Yeah.
I have to like slow down, understand the world of digital marketing,
Yeah.
understand how it works,
Yeah.
understand how to go about it.
Yeah.
And as well, not forgetting that I'm still in the supply chain. I shouldn't like now like make it look as if I'm not interested. Because
Yeah.
I personally believe in as much as people want to do different things,
Yeah.
or let's say you've started as an engineer,
Yeah.
but you want to end up being an entrepreneur, you know.
Yeah.
I believe in as much as you're not yet an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
where you are at right now as an engineer,
Yeah.
there's what you're learning that
Yeah.
will help you
Yeah.
in your when you're being an entrepreneur.
True.
You know, so like for me, of course, I'd want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's why I've mentioned it,
Yeah.
and I have understood that I am right now. I'm in the corporate world. I
Yeah.
am working for someone. I'm an employee.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean
Yeah.
my dream of being my own boss isn't valid.
Yeah.
But there are lessons I have to learn.
True.
I have to learn how to associate, maybe like deal with people,
Yeah.
handle money,
Yeah.
handle resources, and that may be not even maybe, is the best place to learn.
True.
So in as much as you're not where you want to be, like you want like career-wise or business-wise,
Yeah.
where you are at right now,
Yeah.
it's a training ground.
True.
It's like you're being trained to being, you see, that person you want to be. So back now to the digital marketing.
Yeah.
So I realized digital marketing is wide, but I don't want everything, you know. So I ended up wanting to do more of social media management, you know, integrated media and things to do around that. So of course I had to slow down because that would have messed me up, because again, when you are handling a lot of things at once, your mind is scattered, you know. So I had to like slow down and understand, what am I really doing? What is this all about first? How am I going to do it? Who am I looking up to? You know, like who are the people who are already in this industry that will help me, you know. So I had to slow down. In as much as I have the dream of being the best digital marketer, at that season of first understanding what it is. Yeah, so I guess I've answered the question.
Yeah, you've answered it very well, and yeah, you're very right. You see that your dream of becoming an entrepreneur, you're talking about the journey of becoming.
Yes.
So you're already in that journey, and whatever you're doing, you're working for a corporate. Today you are an employee. Your dream is to become an employer, right?
Yeah.
To create those job opportunities, to be your own boss. I'm telling you, you are in that journey, and whatever you're doing right now aligns. Somebody might tell you that it doesn't align with you, or you can start doing something, but you're picking lessons.
Yeah.
Remember, it's the direction.
Yeah.
So this is the time that you're finding direction. You're knowing how to manage people. Remember, even if today you become your own boss, if there is something that normally, you see, you're not going to do everything in that your startup, in that your organization, in that your company that you're going to start. So people will be working for you, and managing people is one of the most critical, because if your employees are happy,
Yes.
your company is going to thrive. If they are not happy, it won't. However much you're going to insert pressure to them, it won't last for a very long period of time. So you are in that journey actually, and you're in that journey of becoming an entrepreneur. Even when you want to build, when a road is to be constructed, first of all they have to do the survey. They have to understand the landscape. They have to understand so many things. So that is how it even works. You have to understand, even if maybe the corporate you're working is not related to the type of business you want to start, but managing the business is all the same. You need to understand this boss maybe is earning 1 million, but what does it take to earn that million? The moment you understand that one, then when your turn comes, then it will be a very easy conversation.
navigate and manage business.
So young people today have the pressure of having it all together at a very young age. You see, somebody is 20, they want to have it all. Maybe they go to the office, they see their bosses, the type of cars they drive, but there is one thing that they forget, that this somebody who has been in, you're comparing a 1-year chapter with a 20-year chapter. This person has been here for 10 years, this person has been here for 20 years. It's good to dream. I know our generation is that one that we are very zealous. But then again, you can't have it all together at once. It takes time. You have to become, it's a journey. It's not a one-day thing, it's not a one-moment thing, it's not something you click and then it happens. It's a journey. So what advice can you give to these young people who want to have it all together? Because I think maybe the problem that the world is facing today is contributed by such like. So you talk about crimes, because I see my boss is driving certain car. I don't. I want to drive a car like his. One thing I'm forgetting that he has been here. He built it. He has walked the journey. So many things are happening, maybe in the world today, and it is this pressure that the young people have. Even me personally, I'm never comfortable with where I am. I always want to make a step, but then I know I can't have it all together. I have to build it. It's a journey. So what advice can you give to these people?
Number one, I would say that we are like runners, like athletes, and we are running different races. I'll say so. The race you're running is different from mine. The moment I decide to look into your lane, I am already losing focus of my lane. That means I'll either get out of my lane or even stumble and fall, or So that is one thing I have come to terms with, that we are running different races. That is the first thing. And I'll give an example of a horse. When a horse is running, that is one thing I actually learned, and it amused me that it goes to the direction of the person controlling it. And it has the things that are usually covering it. I don't even know how they are called, but they are made in such a way that the horse can only focus into one direction. So when you tend to look in different directions, you lose your focus. That is number one. Number two, you will find that there's maybe someone who bought their first car at 25.
True.
Somebody else bought their first car at 50. Or somebody started their business at 60, another started at 30. It doesn't mean that both of them lost anything, like in their journey of building what they wanted to build. So I'll say that there is pressure because we want to be like others, not knowing what they had to go through to be where they are at. Because you'll find probably I bought my first car at 25, and maybe it was a gift from my dad. Maybe I have a rich dad, and they decided, you know what, get that car. Or my dad decides, you're going to take over my business. So you're going to be the manager, the CEO, whatever. Take it all. And find another person had to build a company from scratch. You can't compare those two people. One, already the foundation is there. Maybe they just need training to handle it. Another one needs to brick by brick until it becomes a company, So I feel like the pressure comes when you start comparing yourself to another person and not understanding that they are running different races, as I have said. So what I would say is, number one, understand the season you are in.
True.
I am big with, the Bible actually says that there are times and seasons. There's time for, it's in Ecclesiastes, it says there's time for seed, time for sow, there's time to mourn, and time to be happy, So there are times and seasons, and God also works with times and seasons. There's one thing allow me to share this. It's one thing that's really, see David, like, he was anointed to be a king when he was so small. He was tiny. And the first time he even went to kill Goliath, he had some training that had been done. In as much as he didn't know it was training, I personally think it was training, because how can you kill a bear or a lion with your bare hands? Like, God was trying to show him that the person you're going to like handle is even smaller than a lion. He's just a human being. And he had that mentality. So he didn't see it as something big. He was actually wondering, why are you guys so afraid of this guy? I have killed a lion, I have killed a bear. Who is this? You know? And so there was that training. And even before he became the king, there is training that had to be done, because it took a while before he became the king. You know? So were it not for these seasons, for this training or the lessons that he picked, he probably would have been a very bad king.
True.
You know? The same thing, now let's come back to us in our young age, and we are in our 20s. I believe before you build something, there are seasons that you have to go through. I will say seasons of training, seasons of understanding where you're going. Because you know, you might wake up and say, I want to start a company today. How do you start it? How do you do it? You know, I believe that there are people who have the what. The what is what there's this thing I call the what. The what is probably something that you're working towards, you know, like probably being a business owner, you have the what. But again, there is the how. How will you do it? You know, what ways will you use to get there? So I feel like most of the young people are really focused on the what, forgetting that the how is everything that will contribute to what you'll get. It's like when you set goals. You can set goals, but how will you achieve them? It's through the systems you build. So if the system is wrong, then the goal, it defeats the purpose, because you won't attain that goal. But even if you forget the goal and focus on the system, eventually you'll find yourself having achieved the goal. You get? So I feel like we're so much focused, or rather there's so much noise around us, and we forget that we have to be still and understand where we are. Number one, understand that we are running different races, as I've said. Number two, understand the season you are in. What lessons are you supposed, or rather, why are you in that season? Because you might find, we finished campus maybe at the same time. You probably want to be a business person, and I want to look for a job. We are running different races.
This is true.
You will know what to do to start that business, get capital, get people, like, get the resources, you know. I personally will maybe like identify certain companies, send applications, and that whole process, you have to embrace it.
True.
At times, if you skip one step and go to the next, it's like when you are climbing the stairs. When you miss one step, you can either hurt yourself or fall, you know. So the pressure is there. I wouldn't say it's not there.
It's there.
But again, do you take it, like, and do you own it up? You know, like, society has made us to say that there are things that we need to have achieved at a certain age. If this one did it at 20, I also want to do it at 20. But you're not them. If you want to become somebody else so badly, who will become you? You know, you forget who you are, and you want to become somebody else. Defeats the purpose. So I will tell them that it's okay to not figure it out all together at once.
True.
It's okay not to feel scared, even to feel like you are not yet there. But again, what do? You sit down and understand. It's like you sketch. I wouldn't say you like plan out really, which is also a good thing to plan things. But pick what you have to pick in that season. Do not feel like you are less or you are behind. You are running your own race. Focus on that. Then you'll get the speed. One thing about God will always give you the speed, but He won't rush you.
True.
As long as you are depending on Him, He won't rush you. He won't make you feel like you're behind. No. the moment you get the lessons that he wants you to learn, he gives you the speed.
Yeah.
You'll find that you have probably been training for 3 years, and within 3 months you have bloomed, rather than another person who maybe has achieved it in a very short period of time.
Yeah. Amazing. I don't know if I have anything to add, because you've really responded to that very, very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I can say is that as young people, there is one thing that you need to understand. Wagio talked about races. So we have different types of races. So there are those ones that are long distance, that are short distance.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sprint for a long distance race. For example, you want to do a marathon at 42 kilometers run. You can't sprint for 42 kilometers, but you can sprint for 100 meters. What do I mean? You see, today, if I start comparing myself with my boss, for example, that person can sprint. If we want to buy, let's say, a car, there is a car worth $20,000. He can do it in a sprint. For me, maybe I love to do it in. I love to take some time, maybe save and all that. So it's simple. You can travel using an aeroplane to buy that car with a lot of speed. Maybe I can do it using a car. Somebody else can only manage that using a bike. Somebody else can only manage that while walking. So what matters is the destination, the direction that you're talking about. You know what you want to achieve, but you need to understand that some people are going to fly, some people are going to drive, some people are going to ride, some people are going to run, some are going to walk, and some are going to crawl. But the most important thing is the destination.
Exactly.
Let us get to the destination. And that makes me ask you this question. I think there is a very, 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 very big problem, especially to the young people, not only young people per se. That is self-doubt and social expectation. How do you manage self-doubt, and how do you manage social expectation? We as the society, one year you went to campus, you graduated, yeah? So we have a lot of expectation from you.
So true.
Paul Brian, you're outside there. You have a podcast.
Yes.
There is that expectation that society has for us.
For you,
And
yeah.
sometimes it leads to self-doubt. Am I really going to manage? Am I capable of doing this thing? Even before starting maybe the podcast, I was like, am I going to do it? And then I'm like, you know what? It's my podcast. So the speed is mine. The direction I have, so it doesn't matter. So how do you manage self-doubt and social expectation? Yeah.
Speaking of social expectations, there has been so many weddings.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations to them who have wedded. But anyway, I'll say number one, your identity.
Yeah.
What are you identifying yourself with? Self-doubt comes when you are, when you say you're not capable of doing something.
Yeah.
There is what you have seen that is maybe too big for you to achieve, or it's too complicated, or that is how self-doubt comes. When you feel like you are not in the position or in a position to do certain things.
True.
Yeah. So for me, I would say, again, my identity in God has really helped me.
Yeah.
Because number one, I had mentioned when we started that I have been raised in a Christian-based home.
Yeah.
Let me stop saying it that way, because my parents are Christian, they're the ones who introduced me to church and everything. But I had to know God for myself.
True.
I didn't have to all along I have been knowing their God, their church, their pastor. My pastor says he's God, But I had to now know God for myself. And one thing about God, He will always show you who you are in Him. Yeah. So number one, what are you identifying yourself with? If you're identifying yourself so much with the society and the world, of course, those questions will be there, the self-doubt will be there. Yeah. Because you can't find your full potential outside God. Yeah. You get? So for me, I would say personally, the best decision I made is building a relationship with God. Because that is how you'll also know your vision, like the vision of God concerning your life. And one thing about God, if you are wrong, He will always redirect you. He will give you a redirection. Yeah. Maybe he wants you to go to your right,
Yeah.
and he has put the door there, but you want to go to your left.
Yeah.
He'll probably pick the door and take it there, yes,
Yeah.
but also he might hold your hand and lead you to the door, you know. So self-doubt, I would say the only way you can like remove self-doubt is, number one, ask yourself, what are you identifying yourself with? Because if you constantly identify yourself with negative things,
Yeah.
the thought of I cannot, I am not capable of, those negative thoughts, eventually they birth who you are. Because I believe we are a product of what we think and what we say. So if you constantly say negative things, that is what you become.
True.
So I wouldn't say that I have not been in a position of self-doubt. I have, so many times. But again, I had to go back and ask myself, how does God see me? Does he see me as this small girl who cannot do anything? Or he tells me that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you? Yeah. It even goes to the business world, career-wise, even in a personal level. Understand what you're identifying yourself with. Question that, like, what am I identifying myself with? Why am I having this self-doubt? Because eventually, if it's probably career-wise, you may be having the self-doubt because you're not skilled enough. When you try now to, when you sit down and understand yourself, you'll know what to do. Because what people do when they have self-doubt, they end it at there, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's beyond, I cannot, like,
True.
that is beyond me, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But you have to conquer that doubt.
Yeah.
About societal expectations.
Yeah.
Hey, they're there and they're many.
Yeah.
You know, at a certain age you should be married. You should be having kids.
Yeah.
Why did you finish campus and you don't have a job?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're there.
Yeah.
But again, I have said, when you have a lot of noise around you, it blurs your vision. It blurs where you're going. So I'll say, do not, I know it's not easily done as said, but do not focus much on what the society expects. Again, it's your journey.
Yep.
It's you.
Yep.
It's not you and the society. Even when you get married, you won't get married you and your community. It's you. So ask yourself those questions. Where am I right now? What needs to be done right now? Yes, I am 20, I'm 25, I'm 28, I'm 30, I've not achieved that. Okay, you have not. But what can you achieve now?
True.
Because again, yes, we won't dismiss the expectations that are around us. Even our own parents have expectations on us. But again, how you manage them, it's how you, I believe it's how you see yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you get into the pressure of wanting to do certain things or achieve certain things with the pressure of others, you'll never be happy. The way you've said that you have to do everything that makes you happy.
True.
If it doesn't make you happy, and also timing.
Yeah.
God says that he makes everything beautiful in its time.
True.
So I might be rich at 90, might be rich at 20, but again, he makes it beautiful at that time. If it doesn't make you happy, again, question that. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for the society or for yourself? So it goes down to a personal level.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
First of all, I will say that a rich is relative.
Mm-hmm.
That is another point that people always forget.
Mm-hmm.
Rich is relative. There are some people, you see, provided they can have that meal, they can maybe drive their car, they are very comfortable with that, and they are happy with that. So they consider that one as a richness. So it's relative, and it's very, and I think people need to learn that. People need to learn, one of the things that will actually protect you from the societal expectation pressure is defining success on your own ways, defining richness in your own way. There are things that society wants me to do, but then if today I suffer because of whatever they want me to do, who will be there? I'll be on my own.
Yeah, sure.
The society can want me today to have a chopper. I can go and do mysterious things to get that chopper. I can have it for 1 month, 2 months, but then who will face the consequences? It's me. It's me who's going to suffer. So one thing, always live for yourself. Everything you do, always put yourself at the core. So yes, the society wants you to do things, something, but at the end of the day, always put yourself at the core. Any consequences of your life, the society won't suffer it. It's you who is going to suffer it. So let the pressure be there. Let them have the expectations, harmonize them, pick the positive. There are those that want you to push yourself, but don't live for them. Live for yourself. Live for yourself always. So we are almost winding up. Before we wind up, if you were to write a letter today to your dear young self, what will that letter contain?
Should I read it? I have it written.
Yes, read it. Read it if you're...
Wow. Yes. This is to my younger self.
Yes.
Dear Jojo. Jojo is a nickname that my brothers gave me when I was young. In exactly 1 month from now, you will be 23. I know you are probably wondering how we got here and if everything worked out exactly as you thought it would. Well, we haven't bought the Audi yet, but everything is working out for good. Life has been so beautiful lately. Every milestone you thought you wouldn't hit, you actually did, and outdid yourself. And those you have not yet, you can be sure it is just a matter of time. Your dreams are valid, and you are not small. You are not insignificant as you thought you were. Your voice matters, and do not dim your light or let the world define who you are. Here's a little advice. Extend more grace to yourself. Be more kind to yourself when you make those mistakes that actually turn out to be great lessons. Embrace every season and do not miss out on what each one comes with. Hold on to the people God brings into your life. Have those uncomfortable conversations that you are so afraid of having. And do not make rash decisions without thinking and praying them through. People will always be entitled to an opinion, but that should not be a place for you to build camp or let that define you. Silence every voice that tells you you cannot. Gather every courage within you to show up unapologetically and build your faith knowing that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Lastly, stop being too hard on yourself. Love more, live more. Do what makes you happy. Embrace the season you are in without having to stress about the future. Live your life to the fullest, for there is more to life than you think there is. With love, Wagio, the name you now prefer.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Silence all those voices that are telling you cannot. You know what? I'm not going to add anything to that. So your parting shot, and as you give us your parting shot, I want you to talk to somebody outside there who is on a journey, but maybe feeling the pressure to achieve it all together today. What can you tell them?
Brethren, friends, family. Anyway, everyone out there who is listening to this voice, I want you to know that you don't have to do life alone. God is there. And if you're out there and you're not born again, kindly get born again, because that is the best decision you can make for yourself. And stop being too hard on yourself. That is something I did. I was so hard on myself, and I wasn't happy really entirely, because I always thought about the future. I always thought about what will I do next, But if you're out there and you feel like you are behind, or you feel like you are not moving, I want to tell you that even the baby steps, they are the steps that lead to bigger steps. So a house is built one brick at a time. Understand where you are. Embrace where you are, because you are actually where you're supposed to be. And you should know where you are at is somebody else's prayer. There's somebody praying to be where you are. So embrace where you are. Embrace the journey of becoming. Pick the lessons. Do not feel like you are a failure, pick the lessons you need to pick, dust yourself up, and move on. Because God is willing to help you, but you also have to put that action on top of your faith. So yeah, I wish you well, and you should know that even when it seems like you're not moving, you are actually moving, and that is what matters. Love yourself, extend grace to yourself, be kind to yourself, and yeah, be who God has called you to be. Yes.
Thank you very much, Wagio. Thank you for joining us for this episode and for your great insights and for the wonderful conversation. That was it. Hope you learned so many things. I won't say that you learned a thing. There are so many inspirational words from Wagio, and mine is just to remind you that life is a journey. You can't achieve all together. Always think about direction before you think about speed. If you manage speed and direction, well and good. And always know that you're living for yourself and not for the society. My name is Paul Bryan, and this is Success Ladder Podcast. I will just encourage you and ask you to continue subscribing and sharing so that we can get more guests for such amazing conversations. Until next time, adios.